Simba, you gonna do some yoga with us? You into it? Welcome, friends. Hey, y'all. Yay, everyone's coming in. All right, are you guys ready? Are you guys ready for a gnarly class? Because it's gonna get real right now, really real. All right, Simba's here. She's just here to remind you, once again, like we mentioned in the last class, you are living through some crazy times. You are officially a badass. Everybody has street cred now. So just know, like, if you're working on these poses, you're feeling a little weak, you are not weak. You are strong. And if the pose makes you feel a little wobbly, it's just a pose. All right? I'm gonna do my very best as we go through this flow to set you up for, hey Gracie, as much Cassidy, my niece is here, yay. All right, I'm gonna set you up for as much success in the postures as possible. We're gonna do handstand, we're gonna do some arm balances. It's getting real today, okay? And I want you to do your best to follow the alignment cues, especially the ones that are there to help you stay safe. And as we're moving through the flow, I'm gonna remind you again to all the directions I give, I would say do about 80 to 90% of the way. You wanna have a little bit of space in your efforts to feel the feedback your body's giving you, especially in the balance poses. One of the things that I find makes handstands most difficult, even when I go to gymnastics gyms and such, is their practitioners are so intent on doing everything the right way that there's no space left to feel what balance is, what it means to have all your weight just on your hands and to commit to that. So as we're going through the poses, I'm gonna layer them with lots of alignment. It's there for you to help bring your mind into the present moment. It's there to make your postures more intentional and precise. But at the same time, I can't see you. Everybody's body's different. Everybody's progression is different. And so I want you to do your best to trust your body, trust your progression, and know that, like, if it comes today, that's awesome. If it comes another time, that's awesome too. But we want to practice transmuting all the information that comes in as something that's moving you forward in the direction of your choosing. Okay? So we'll start off doing a sequence called Surya Namaskar H. And the point of the sequence is to firstly open up the shoulders so it's easy to have the shoulders in line with the torso. If you have a block or even a glass of water, go ahead and grab it right now. Okay, so just something to hold in between your hands, and you'll hold it with the palms facing each other. Then you'll straighten your arms and you're gonna lift that glass up. And you're likely going to notice that there's a point where your elbows may have to bend in order to get your body, your arms in line with your torso. And that's the shoulder blades coming together. So what we want to feel when we're taking the arms overhead is that these guys, the triceps, are going forward and then lifted as we take the arms back. So what we're trying to avoid, and this is part of why we do some shoulder mobility work, is having the shoulder blades pinch together and sink down. When we're in a handstand, if we were to bend the elbows, they ought to bend backward, not sideways so much. That's how we do transitions like handstand to chaturanga and crow poses. So we'll do some shoulder opening work so that it's easier to have the arms in this kind of a rotation when they're in line with the body. Because most of the time, you can pick up your glass of water or block again. When we have, so this is my tricep, when we have that guy pointing forward, 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 forward. We want to keep that most of the time. For many bodies, there'll be an angle here, and we're going to do work to open up that angle while we maintain that rotation in the shoulders. Okay, we're also going to do some hip stretching to support kicking up and making those transitions lighter. When the hips are tight, what happens is when we kick up, if my hamstrings are tight and my hip flexors are tight, it's just more work to get the legs overhead. By having more mobility in the hamstrings and hip flexors, it's just a lighter lift up. Okay, back to the shoulders thing. When the shoulders are tight, the chest tends to go further forward in the handstand. And to me, that's not wrong. Okay, having the chest forward is a nice beginner handstand. You can't hurt yourself doing it, so it's actually okay. We just will do also work to move toward that straighter position with the arms. But if your chest is a little forward, honestly, for most people, I would say over 90%, it's easier to first get that hang time, and that's the goal here. To be upside down and start to have more time up there rather than like this super straight handstand straight away. Okay, and then we're also gonna do forearm strengthening to support the wrists because we're gonna be putting a lot of pressure on the wrists. And we'll do core work because, I mean, you guys probably know, but when the core isn't engaged in the body, then we tend to fall back, right? So by engaging my low belly and my hip flexors, I can pull the legs forward. Another area where we lose the core is the upper abs. We want to pull those muscles to the back body. So we working upper and lower belly, shoulder mobility, hip mobility, forearm strength, and I don't know, whatever else I said, a lot of things, okay? So let's all start in a seated position. Cross your legs. And then we're gonna begin to think about handstand work already. So in this seated position, one of the principles that we talk about in handstand with the hands is we push the floor away from us to rise up. I want you to think of sitting your butt further into the floor and see if you can feel a rebound of energy up your body. Nice. And then from there, you're going to draw the low belly back a little bit more than you usually would. You'll start to draw the core right below the rib cage back a little more than you usually would. And you'll feel your center solid. One thing that happens is this can inhibit the breath. So I want you to begin to think about the breath riding along your spine. Close your eyes. Feel your breath moving through you and imagine with every exhale, your core would push back more. And with your inhale, you're going to sustain that engagement and you're going to feel a lengthening upward. Exhaling for strength. Inhaling elevation. Continue to breathe like this. And again, it's not that one stops when the other part of your breath begins. It's a continuous contraction and elevation, imagining you're getting firmer and firmer and firmer with each exhale, lighter, longer with each inhale. Use your breath, these directions in your body to stabilize your focus and bring you to this moment. A few rounds on your own. See if as you continue this breath, you can begin to feel a dull achiness get stronger in your low belly. And then open your eyes. And then go ahead and take your hands forward. We're going to talk a little bit about the energetics of the palms now. So in this position, have your index fingers pointing straight to your camera and feel that the weight is not at the back of the wrist, the part that's closer to your knees, but the weight moves forward. So the base of your index finger is always pushing down. And then feel that weight move to the fingertips and press the fingertips down more as well. So we want to feel that the shoulders are almost never behind the wrist. They're more stacked over the palm as you press those fingertips down. Good. And then keep that work. We're just going to practice one drill that can be a little confusing. That'll be in the flow. Lift your palms and your thumbs off of the mat. And notice now if you lost that core contraction. Feel the work we started off class is ever present for the next little while. Keep the thumbs up, just the palms come down. So your thumbs don't touch the floor unless you have different mobility in your hands. But for most people, this is the work. Lift the palms, the thumbs stay up, and lower just the palms. And you should start to feel your forearms activating, and you ought to feel that the weight is forward in your hand. So that's another precedent that we're setting, just the same as the core engagement. You want to feel that the weight is always forward on your hand, not by your wrist. Good. And then make your way to down dog. In your down dog, notice if there's a sinking by the shoulder girdle. Push the floor away from you and see if you can lengthen the sides of your shoulders and reach your hips higher up and back. Notice if the core below the rib cage started to fall to the floor. Keep that pushing into your back body as well. Lift both heels high and then drop them over to the left. And press your right hand down more to further stretch the side of your right shoulder, your side body. And then lift the heels high and drop them over to the second side. Same work. Press the left hand down more. Reach the hips higher up and back. And then come back to the center. And walk your feet forward. We're going to begin deeper hamstring stretching with the fold, half fold. So inhale to a half folded position. Those of you who are pretty bendy, you can already start to think of adding a little bit of a back bend to your spine, sticking the buttocks up, stretching the backs of the legs more. But again, feel the feedback your body's giving you. Next, exhale, fold in. Let's grab hold of the elbows and allow gravity to work on us for a moment. And then fingertips back down or to the shins. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold in. 2 more, inhale. And fold. Last one. And fold. Inhale, stand up. Reach the arms up. In this position, feel the triceps wrapping forward. Feel the sides of the shoulders lengthening. So when we're having all that pressure on the shoulder joint, you want to feel that your body's going against gravity. So instead, like in headstand, where the neck is absorbing the pressure and we want the neck long, in handstand, you're lengthening up. Stay with it. So even while I'm going on these little monologues, make sure you're continuing with the actions. In this position, see if you can get the little racing stripe on the tricep there to turn on. Feel the inner thighs move back, and at the same time the tailbone goes down. So you're preserving the natural curve in your spine, but you're stabilizing it with extra core. Simultaneously, feel your heels hug toward each other as the inner arches of your feet lift up. Feel the core right below the rib cage hugs in. So basically, you're in a handstand now, just standing up. And then bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up. Keep all of that the same. Sit back, chair pose. In your chair, notice it tends to have the front ribs drawing forward. Hug them back. Simultaneously, sit a little deeper. Sit a little deeper. Try to feel the low bellies lifted off of the thighs, still preserving some curve in the back, but not overdoing it. Deeper, deeper, deeper. Those who know me, you know where we're going. Lay back, hug the knees in. All right, we're gonna do my favorite core exercise. This one's really intense, but you're strong, you're a badass. Lift up, Simba, get out of the way. Okay, you're fine there. Hug the knees in, head and chest up, and then you'll interlace your fingers behind your head and pull the knees in tighter. On an inhale, extend the right leg skyward and stretch through the back of the knee as best you can. On an exhale, pull the left knee in tighter and lift the chest higher. The inhale moves your right leg 45 degrees forward and you pause. The exhale, you pull the left knee in tighter, lift the chest higher. The inhale, you lower the heel to hip height, and then on your exhale, pull the left knee in tighter, and then push more air out. Double exhale, right knee in. So like Pilates. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, right knee tighter, chest up. Inhale, 45 degrees. You pause and firm the right knee in, chest up. Inhale, hover just hip height. Pause, right knee tighter, chest up. And then more air out, push it out, yes. Inhale is movement. Exhale is firm, up. Inhale, we move. Exhale, left knee chest. So the inhale is the lower. Exhale, left knee chest. Double exhale, right knee in. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, right knee chest. Inhale, 45. Exhale, right knee chest. Inhale, hover. First exhale, pull the knee in. Second exhale, other knee in. Last round, I told you this was gnarly. Right leg up, left knee chest. 45. Left knee chest. Hover. Left knee in. Right knee in. Inhale. Exhale, up. Inhale, move. Exhale, up. Inhale, move. Exhale, up. Double exhale, knee in. Oh, so strong. Let's keep going. Rock and roll and rock and chair pose. Keep the core engaged. Stand up. Let's just stretch the shoulders a little bit here. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Lift the chest up. So this is kind of the opposite of what we do in the front body to handstand, but it's a nice complement to the core work and what we're going to do. And then release, reach the arms up, pull the front ribs in. Feel the difference in the solidity there. Exhale, forward folds. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back. Plank pose. You'll lower toward your chaturanga, chest forward, knees down, chest forward and up. Up dog. Lean the shoulders back. So we had a little prep here with that interlaced fingers position. Lean the shoulders back a little more. Down dog. In your down dog, feel that you're wrapping your triceps toward your shins as you push the floor away. And then come forward to the top of a push-up again and place your knees down. We're going to do that wrist exercise or forearm exercise. Lift the palms and thumbs up and then just lower the palms. Inhale up, exhale lower. Notice if you lost your core, the straightness in your arms, maintain both of those for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the palms and the thumbs, but feel that stability of moving the weight forward in the hands. Tuck your toes under. Lift your knees up, and then hug your elbows in. We're going to lower to a turbo dog. Elbows lower to just above the mat for 3, 2, bring your elbows down. So now we're getting into that shoulder opening work. So if you're like me, sometimes in dolphin, when I first enter, there's that tighter angle between my upper arm and my torso. Press the elbows away and try to move your chest closer to your thighs. If you can't do that with the legs straight, that's fine. We're focusing on the upper body, so you can bend the knees to take the chest back. And then press the elbows down to lift the hips higher. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, keep pushing the elbows down, 2. Now look forward, place the knees down and lift the elbows up. And then bring the elbows back down. We're going to work on that transition. So elbows up, elbows down. Pretty easy, right? Up, down, okay. Lift the knees up. Now pounce, both elbows up, plank pose. Cool, chaturanga. Up dog and down dog. Okay, let's pick it up. Lift the right leg up. Let's bend the knee and open the hip, and think of the left heel pressing downward. So make this a stretch for your left hamstring in addition to the front of the right hip. And then straighten your right leg and roll the right hip down. From this position, to practice our handstand kicks, instead of thinking of engaging the right buttock so much to lift the leg high, think of pulling the right thigh into your body so that you're hollowing the belly. And from here, hop the left foot closer to your hands. And now you can do a little hop switch, or you can be bold. Hop, switch. And if the little hop switch is bold enough for you, good for you. Bend the right knee, land the left toes back down. Crescent lunge. Feel that same work we've been doing throughout the whole class. The triceps are hugging in, the front ribs are drawing back. The low belly is lifted off of the right thigh. And add an action of the heels hugging toward each other. Lean forward 45 degrees. Think of the chest going lower. Wrap your pinky fingers closer to each other so that you have more of that external rotation in the shoulders. And then from here, warrior 3. Hold on for 3, 2, standing split. So for your first standing split, if you want to bend the knee, take it further, you are a bendy person. If you are just kind of hanging out here and catching your breath, that's fine too, okay? You're welcome to take whatever variation you like. I'm not strict about hips square. If your body can handle the hips open, go for that. For another 3, 2, and now we are going to square the hips. So straighten the left leg and roll the hip down like we did in the down dog. Feel the thigh bone pull into its socket. Look on the floor. For most people, the best place for balance is just in front of your index fingers on one spot. And then like in that core work, you're going to pull the knee into the chest. For 3, 2, don't worry, we'll use a wall in a little bit. 1, we're just getting brave here. And then inhale, arms up. Exhale, take the left hand to the floor beside your right foot and reach the right arm up. Roll to the pinky toe of the left foot and stack the right foot upon it. Hold here, and then take your right hand down, and we'll move through a vinyasa. Chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Hold your down dog, and just notice where your energy's at, the kind of thoughts that are playing through your mind. And if your thoughts energize your body, great. If they're making you feel a little overwhelmed or anything else, come back to the pose, come back to the alignment. Use the present moment to help you become more alive to what's happening right in front of you. Lift the left leg up. Bend the knee and open the hip. Try to press your right heel down a little bit more. Feel the sensations of your body. And then straighten the left leg and roll the hip down. Pull the thigh bone into its socket. Look forward between your hands and hop the right foot forward. And then, your style, hop switch, or maybe you fall over, hop switch. Land the left foot down, inhale, crescent lunge, arms up. Front ribs are drawn in, shoulders are extended, legs are scissoring toward each other. So why do we care about that scissoring? Stay in the pose. The reason why we work that scissoring action is so that our hips aren't all splayed out in our handstand. We want to feel that stability. It's better for the low back, and when we're learning, it's harder to balance oftentimes when the hips are so unstable. Lean forward 45. Feel those pinky fingers wrap toward each other, and the front ribs are drawn in as you lift the arms higher. The low belly's lifted. Warrior 3. Standing split. Go ahead, take the variation of your choosing. Slowly release the leg. Ground your hands. Find a comfortable distance between your hands and your foot. Eyes on one spot. You'll notice if you're like, oh shit. Okay, yes, it's a little scary right now. Let's do it anyway. Eyes on one spot. Focus brings balance. Oh shit. Here we go. Maybe one more time. And then land the foot down like it was no big deal with style, crescent lunge. Just throwing some handstands into my flow. That's how I roll, super cool. Feel the low belly lifting, feel the front ribs in, the arms lift. Next exhale, right hand down. Side plank. Press your bottom hip up. And then take the left hand down. And we flow. Chaturanga. Up dog. And down dog. And then come on down. All right, so if you'd like to use a wall, you can move to a wall now. Otherwise, we'll hang out in the center together. Okay, so here's my wall prop. Okay, we're gonna practice that kicking with the knee to the chest. And we did a lot of work to stabilize the lower back. Now we're gonna be a little less strict about it, and then we'll come back to that strictness. Okay? When you kick up, you'll have your eyes on one spot. You're gonna draw the knee toward your chest and let the other leg come overhead. To take this foot, that's my cat's feeder. To take this foot off of the wall very slowly, so you don't want to do it too fast because then you're going to pull yourself off the wall more. Pull the knee in and see if that makes your lifted heel lighter. There's only so much mobility at the front of the hip, right? So if you watch, let's do it this side, this knee to chest. Because this hip only extends so far, there's going to be a point where I'm pulling the knee in that foot has to come off the wall. Keep the core engaged and see if you can find some stability there. Okay? If you're having difficulty kicking up, you can't reach the wall, know that the wall is probably a bit further away than you think, so you do have to kick quite far to get the body to the wall. The other thing to be aware of is it takes jump leg strength to be able to kick up to handstand. And so if you don't have that strength, what you can do is box jumps. So if you have a gym, this box is not sturdy enough. But, well, I guess you can't go to the gym now. But if you have an ottoman or something, you can practice jumping up and down off of it just to practice that type of movement and strength in the body that we don't really get much of in yoga for those kicks. Okay? So you can continue to play with those kicks up for a little bit longer. If you're good and you don't, if you need the wall, that's fine, but if you don't need the wall, you can also practice here, because we're practicing that softening of the back, bringing the leg further overhead and then pulling it in. Okay, having some versatility in our handstands will come in handy when we want to do cool shapes. So go ahead, play around with that for a little bit longer, and then we'll move on to the next exercise. Simba's just loving hanging out with us today. It's okay, kitty, you can come in. Okay. For the next exercise, I'm going to offer two options. I'm going to do the less advanced one first and the more advanced one after. All right, for this one, you'll place your hands down. You're going to step your feet up the wall. So this is especially for those of you who have struggled with kicking up. You're going to push into the wall with the knees so much the chest comes forward and one leg is lifted. And you may actually want to lift one leg up first before you push the chest forward. All right? Notice how my standing leg is about hip height. And then from here, we want to practice pulling the front ribs in, moving the chest forward. Notice if your top leg is going back now. So that's something that we did in the last one, not this one. We're reestablishing straightness in the spine. So actually, see if you can feel what it means to move your leg closer to the wall. You'll lean forward, maybe the other foot lifts off, maybe not. But see if you can figure out how to think clearly upside down. So that's kind of the main objective in this exercise, is having clarity of thought while we're in the inverted position. So notice when the leg is away from the wall, when it's closer, see if you can feel the summoning of your core strength as well. The other exercise for the more advanced practitioners is having the fingertips touching the wall. So this is for that extra length in the shoulders and also engagement of the front ribs. And I want to make sure I don't knock my Buddha off the wall, so I'm going to move him over here. So what you'll do is have your fingertips touching the wall. Okay, if you find that it's impossible to kick up with the fingertips touching, the most you should move them away from the wall is 1 inch. You don't want to take them too far away from the wall. From here, you'll kick up, and then you're going to try and get your back flat to the wall. So the front ribs hug in. This is not an exercise to get off of the wall. You'll stay at the wall. The gaze is in a different position than usual, so the back of your head's on the wall. But you want to feel the work, the exercise of hugging those front ribs in. Try to hang out there for a little bit longer. Okay, and those of you who are wondering if I'm going to save this, I will save this and it will be up on my YouTube channel as well. Okay. All right, I think that's enough for handstands for now. We're going to do some more, hey Brazil, in a little bit. But go ahead and come back to the center and we're going to work on flying pigeon pose. But first we're going to do some hip opening. So after that active work, we're going to take it down a notch. So you'll go ahead and take a single pigeon, and we usually start with the right leg first. So go ahead, take your right shin across the body or across the mat, and you'll feel, notice if you're sitting on your outer left hip, try to lift it up and move the hip to the right. I'm sorry, be the opposite for you guys. I'm mirroring you. And then from here, forward fold. So we want to feel that we're not sinking down on the hip of the front leg, but lifted off of it. The back leg, if you look behind you, is in line with your femur socket where it inserts into the hip. So the ankle, the knee, and the hip are all in one straight line. It's not, oftentimes it tends to veer to the side. And then you can press your right elbow down more to move your weight further to the left. Tune into your breath. If you're feeling gripping happening in your hip, put your mind on the area where the gripping is. On your inhale, imagine you could breathe space into that area. And on your exhale, imagine you could relax it. So inhaling for spaciousness, exhaling for softness. And then lift yourself up. You'll lean on your right hip, swing the left leg forward, right leg back. Fancy. From here, you'll lift off of your left hip. So feel that you're not sinking down once again, but there's some, maybe even just a little bit of space. And then notice that that back leg is extended straight behind you, and you'll forward fold. Again, here as you're in stillness, which I'm sure a lot of us are experiencing a lot of right now, you can use your breath to help you stay in stillness with a certain level of engagement and ease instead of letting your mind wander in however many other directions it may go in. And you can use that same image I like to use, connecting your breath to your body to develop more mobility. Inhaling for space, exhaling for relaxation. And then lift yourself up. Swing the other leg forward. You rock back and forth. Chair pose. In your chair pose, transfer your weight into your left leg. Draw the right knee in and cross the shin with the ankle. You'll begin to sit back and place your fingertips on the floor. Okay? From here, the palms then come flat. You'll bring your shin to the triceps and lean the chest forward, forward, forward. Notice if you're sinking down into the arms, push the shin into the arms. So you need to make contact between the shin and the arms and apply some pressure down into the arms with the shin as you lean forward. Maybe you start to lift the back toes up. Maybe you lift the knee up. Maybe you extend the leg. We hold for 3, 2, and come on down. If you didn't get it, you got the rest of your life to get it, but we'll do some more drills to get you closer, okay? Cool. Switch sides. Cross the ankle, sit back, take your hands down, and then again, we want to make sure, if you have difficulty grabbing hold of your arm with your foot, or you notice that this ankle starts to slip out when you come here, you just need to do more of that single pigeon in your free time. All right? You'll go ahead, lean forward, shin to the arms. Then one thing I failed to mention on the other side, you want to grab hold of the arm by flexing the foot. Feet are clean enough. So you'll come into this shape here, grab hold of the back of the arm, lean forward, slide the toes back, back, and then try to lift. Chest forward as those toes start to lift. And then everybody come down, take a little rest. Okay, we're just gonna do a little counter with the shoulders. So you'll interlace your fingers back, land the knuckles down and lift the chest. Okay, we're gonna do a crow pose now. We're gonna do a crow pose now. Okay, so for those of you who struggled with the last one, this one may be easier. If you're brand new, knees hug the arms, the chest reaches forward, and you keep hugging in. You can use a wall for balance if you like. So you hug the knees on the arms, you extend the chest forward, and boom, the head lands. All right, you want to make sure you're the appropriate distance. If you're unsure, DM me. Okay, so knees hug the arms, chest leans forward, and again, you don't want the butt to go up and the head down. You want an extension of energy forward. Those of you who are more advanced, knees on the triceps, and then from here, you'll lean forward, one toe, maybe the other. If you're ready, you can move the arms toward a straighter position. Okay. If you're newer to that straight arm crow, but you think you're ready for it, an easier entry instead of coming in from the bent arm position is with the arms straight, chest forward. The knees just push forward. Okay, so go ahead, play with the crow pose, any variation of it that you like. We've done a lot of warm-ups, don't worry. It's tricky to get the arms straight. That straight arm crow variation is one of them. It's a lot of very advanced practitioners struggle with it. Okay, an easier thing to enter into is having the arms straight, and a pose that helps with it is the Lolasana. So having that ability to have your knees lifted off the floor without the arms will help. The arms are straight, the chest goes forward, and then from there. Okay. So I had a question, which direction does the eye of the elbow face? There's not one answer for that because everybody's arms are structured differently. For me, yes. Okay, cool. Now, told you level 2-3 class. We're gonna try to bring it all together in a flow. All right, so we're gonna go through that Syria H, and I'm gonna show you one extra bit of the flow. It's optional, okay? So we're gonna try going from the flying pigeon. So this is just for a few of you, okay? You'll come into this pose here, and then you're gonna try and bring the knee up the arm. So the knee comes to the shoulder and your other leg falls out. Okay, again, this is really tricky. If you have difficulty with it, things like lizard pose, any posture where you bring the knee closer to the shoulder is what will help it, if that's something that you want to work on in the future. Okay, so once more, this is just bonus. If you need to roll out your wrists now for a moment before we get into the flow, feel free. If you're joining me, great, that's good too. Okay, so from here, the chest goes forward. I'm grabbing hold of the back of my arm with my foot. And then from here, the other knee comes around and my foot slides out. And then from here, maybe you pull it up. Okay, so go ahead, give it a shot. And just remember, falling is part of the process. Okay, so progress is a process. And part of all processes include confusion and failure. The more you can stay cool as you go through the confusion and the mistakes, the easier it is going to be to show up and try again and again and again. because repetition is one of the best learning tools. Okay, so we're doing the hips, the core, putting it all together with balance, down dog. Take a larger inhale through your nose. Exhale out your mouth. And then just for a moment, echo the thoughts through your mind. I trust my body. Just as it is. I trust my body just as it is in this place and time. I trust the natural flow of progress. I trust the natural flow of progress. Personally and universally. Draw your front ribs in. Inhale, reach the right leg up. Look forward and hop the left foot forward. And then hop, switch. Right foot lands. Inhale, crescent lunge. Lean forward. Warrior three. Standing split. You guys remember this, right? And then take your hands forward. Eyes on one spot. Decide. You got this. Go ahead. Right knee to chest. One hop. 2, 3, land the right foot back down. Keep standing on the right foot, reach the arms up and draw the left knee into the chest. Yogi's choice from here. You can set the left foot down and work on your crow pose. You can cross the ankle and do your flying pigeon. And then from there, you may want to go into your crow pose. We'll all meet in our attempt for crow. And then we'll set the feet down, grab hold of the elbows and hang. Notice the thoughts that are playing through your mind. Trust the process. You don't have to believe everything that you think. Know that. Thoughts are fleeting. And then place your hands down, hop it back. We'll meet in the down dog. Side number 2, lift the left leg up, look forward and hop the right foot closer to your hands. Hop switch, big or little. Land the right foot way back. Inhale, reach the arms up, lunge. Feel the inner thighs are hugging in. Lean forward. Warrior 3. Standing split. Take your hands forward, eyes on one spot. You'll bend your standing knee and take 3 little hops. 3, so it might just be like this. 2, 1. Pause. Start to lift your arms up and draw the right knee toward your chest. And then you know what to do from here. Take the variation that you know is best for your body. You can do the flying pigeon to crow. You can just go straight to crow. We'll all meet in our crow. Go ahead, play along. And then we'll land with our feet down, grab hold of your elbows and hang. Place the palms down, bend the knees, hop back. And we Vinyasa, down dog. We're going to further stretch the upper back and shoulders, counter pose. So go ahead, place your knees down, walk your arms forward and take your chest down. You did it. That was not an easy flow at all. crushed it. And then begin to lift up and walk your hands back. Really nice work, you guys. We'll do some more counter postures as we begin our cool down. Okay, go ahead and lay down on your back. Press your heels into the floor and have them about hip width apart, close to your hips. Press up. Interlace the fingers behind you and begin to draw the shoulder blades closer together. And then from here, you'll press the heels down, lift the chest a little bit more. And then keep the chest lifting. Sit your butt on your forearms. So this is one of my favorite stretches. I teach it a lot. I do it every day pretty much in between my core work. Okay, for this position here, feel that you're pressing the forearms down and the chest is nice and lifted. And then press the feet down and lift the hips up and release. Okay. Rock back and forth and make your way to a seated position. We're gonna move toward a shoulder stand now. If you like, there are some teachers, I had one teacher that said that you could die if you don't pad your shoulders in shoulder stand. I must have died 1,000 times already because I've done it without doing that, but she was a wise woman, and I think that there are many people that can benefit from having the mat rolled up there for you. So you'll lay back and have your shoulders right at the edge, if that's what you're choosing to do. And then you'll hug the knees in, and you're gonna rock them up and over. And the hands will come to your lower back, and you can wiggle your shoulder blades a little closer together as you reach up through your toes. Move your chin away from your chest so that you have nice breathing space. Ideally, the hips and the ankles would be over the shoulders. Clearly mine are not, but maybe I can get them there. Take the legs overhead, bring the shoulders closer together, hands to my back again, and lift up. The idea is of the feet moving away from you and the hips toward your head. We'll be here for just a few more breaths. And then take the legs overhead. Pause. Slowly roll your body down. See if you can feel each vertebra as it hits. Make that a game to help you stay present. And then once your heels land, you'll press the elbows down, lift the chest up, and place the top of the head down. Fish pose. If you have back sensitivity, you can support your back with your hands. Press the elbows down, lift the chest up, head up, and lay back. Hug your knees into your chest. Make a slow circle with the knees in one direction. And then the other direction. So move slow. pause in the center. We'll finish with a happy baby pose. Grab hold of the pinky toe sides of the feet. The arms pull the feet down and the hips reach away from you toward the end of your mat. We'll be here for just a few more moments. And then hug the knees back into your chest. Take a larger inhale through your nose. Exhale out your mouth. One more time, inhale through your nose. And extend the legs out your mouth. Relax your arms. Savasana. In your final rest, feel the weight of your body on the floor and feel yourself entirely supported by the earth below you. One thought that I've been circling back to, one of many, throughout this whole time when things tend to get a little overwhelming, is this idea that I'm always in the right place at the right time. And that's not something that needs to be proven. It's something that needs to be believed. The practice of knowing that you're always in the right place at the right time inspires the power of calm. And with the power of calm, you'll have a clear mind and the ability to make choices that create harmony out of any situation. A calm mind is a creative mind, and a calm and hopeful mind, one that knows that you're always in the right place at the right time, can only process information in that way. And so you are now have the power to transform anything into the very best thing. Thank you so much, yogis. It's an honor to be here for you. If you have questions, shoot me a DM. I also have a big announcement to make. I will be having an app that's coming out at the end of the month. And in all likelihood, at the end of the month, it's called Marisha Dough Magic. And you'll get a lot of really awesome tools and videos there. And there'll be more information coming out about it. I'm just starting to trickle it out. So that's something that you'll get to look forward to, and I look forward to sharing more with you all. In the meantime, you are safe. Namaste.